Well, just showed up over here at Wally's. Getting loaded up. Head off through the pasture. One thing about spraying corn that's up, you have to have a pattern. So whenever I pulled into this field, I only had so many gallon. Thankfully, I've sprayed this enough that I know how to work the field. If you know how to work the field, you can get around the field the right way. Whenever I ran out, I was right there at the end of this fence row. So, and you can't do that overnight. It takes time. Off we go. Time to get after it. You know, we got about an 8-mile-an-hour wind today. Ain't that bad. Should be able to get this done in our Brixton ground, hopefully. So. So to finish off today's adventure, we are up here at Russellville right now looking at beans, see how they're doing. These beans do seem, I mean, they're obviously, there's a balloon. Yeah, there's your kid's balloon. They're a little bit behind some of the stuff back home, but they look good otherwise. You know, these were planted first week of May, I think. Second week of May. Second week of May, we had a real dry week there. And that's whenever all these were planted up here. They're looking really good so far. Hopefully, you know, in another couple months we'll be able to harvest them. But let's just hope the river doesn't have other plans for us. So right now I'm up here looking around. I'm trying to see if like I need to worry about getting up here and spraying pretty quick or what. And so far, from what I can tell, you know, I think I've done a pretty good job. The cold weather really helped me out up here. Helped to hold down the metribuzin a little bit longer in the soil profile. So usually, you know, being this much later, we'd be more worried about coming up here and spraying, but I mean there's not anything out there from what I've seen. A little bit of Johnson grass, which, you know, you shove a little bit of Roundup down that thing, it'll kill it. So there's a couple cornfields up here that I've been looking at too. The corn looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, it does. You can definitely tell that most of the corn that we got up here is just now starting to get down to its nitrogen. It's finally dried out enough, and it's starting to put on another root below it, or your secondary root, or I forget what it's called exactly. Alex, you need to go back to agronomy school and brush up a little bit. But yeah, we'll be able to tell here in the next couple days. All of our corn will hit around V5. It shoots another root down to really dig for nutrients, so hopefully it starts digging down and we'll get some good color to it, because some of our corn didn't really look that well colored. But granted, usually you want your corn to dig for water, and it hadn't been because it hadn't been dry enough, and that's how it gets to the nitrogen. But see, here's another cornfield, and this was planted around the same time as the beans. There's a bunch of seashells there. Tell it crusted over and everything. I am going to try and push to get some nitrogen put on a lot of our ground this year, which is a hard thing to do. You know, it's a lot of ground to cover, short time frame. So we're going to try and do it here in the next couple days. Try and see if we can't cover a little bit of ground. If it dries out next week. It stays dry. But today would have been perfect, but it was mowing instead. No sense made on that idea, but whatever. So let's see where the river was up in that one. And we're gonna hop across the road here and look at that field too, because I haven't looked at it yet. So nice pow down here in the bottoms, you know, not too bad. So this field was just planted like yesterday. Planted it, they worked it up, they planted it, and I'm surprised because if you look all the way back there, it gets really low. Burner's calling me. Yes. Bummer. I was there this morning and they said that they'd have them this afternoon, so whatever. We'll have to get some. I'll have to go to Princeton and get some. Yep. Alright. So, yeah. You can tell, he tried to plant it before, but it was a little wet. So, this was our last place to plant. So now Dad is doing replants and patching in where he couldn't plant the first time. So, we are done for the first time. This here, this will be planted the second time, I almost guarantee it. You can only hope not, but I guarantee it. This stuff here sits real low, and you know, you get about 13-foot river and it's flowing in. So just hope for a dry summer and do what we can. Which is really low right now, you can see, which is nice, where we like it to be, but oh well. So, back down here looking at beans again. This was one of our old corn on corn fields, and whoo, she looks really good. Probably one of the best bean fields I've seen all year so far. Especially that spot right there, nice and green. But yeah, we're just kind of looking around today. It's supposed to start raining here a little bit after noon, and yeah. Need to come down here and spray. There's some Johnson grass coming in right there. Well, that'll be this week's project if it ever dries out after today's rain. So, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Mighty Wabash right there. So, water and fuel. Yeah, doubt it. So, what Ross is doing here is spraying. Oh, I ran over one. That's not good. He was spraying this. We had just planted it a couple days ago. So in this field here, we're using a different program than what we used here in this field. So this field here, we done a split application, and the first application that we done, we ran the first time over with harness extra, and we done that at half rate, and then we came back with Resicor and hit it later. And Resicor is a better herbicide. It holds to the ground longer, and it also does have a little bit of a burn to it. sometimes you can see where it burns it. Burns the corn plant just a hair, not too much, just a little bit. So that's why we try to do the half rate with Resicor. So Ross is out there now, he's doing a full rate of Resicor on this field because this is later. The corn's gonna come up quicker and it'll turn into this a lot quicker than what this did. And the main reason for that is because that field is planted now and it is 80 degrees outside right now, and corn likes good weather. So with good hot dry weather, or wet weather, whatever you want to call it, that we have in this area, that will pop up quicker than what this did. So there's another sprayer there going down the road. But yeah, there is multiple things that go into this kind of thing that people don't always think about. You know, when we're going first of the year, we have to be thinking about, okay, yeah, we might be planting now, but it might take 2 to 3 weeks for this crop to come up. This stuff here was planted 3 days ago, and it's probably just about ready to start popping out of the ground here shortly. Usually you give it about 7 days and you'll have, with good weather, you'll have a good stand. And it ain't even started to germinate yet, I don't think. Oh, no, is that it? Yep, there it is. Nope, that ain't it. Where are you at? Pesky little seed. Start germinating. See, it's got a little tail coming out of it, and hopefully here soon more corn plant. Oh no, what happened? Some bugs are crawling around down there. But yeah, that is one of the things that we always have to be looking at as farmers. It's kind of a hard thing to keep track of sometimes. Thankfully we have apps like My John Deere and stuff like that that help us keep track of it. Plus with me and Ross splitting everything up, it helps out a lot with our memory space, being able to be like, oh yeah, that's what we done there and that's what we done there. So I had to come down here yesterday and work on this one sewer. It had a hole in it. Found it with my pickup, got mad, so I brought the excavator down here and filled the hole in that was in the sewer. Anyways, today I have time, and we're gonna rip this sewer out and put a new one in, like what I should have done, but we didn't have time to. So, that's what we're gonna do. I gotta find both ends of it. I know there's a hole right there, so I'm assuming it runs kind of like that. But we'll find it. Oh, wrong way. Whoa! Splashy, splashy. Incoming! Incoming! pick it up a little bit?
Yeah.